as actor Jonathan Majors berates his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabbari.
Do you really go, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan?
By March 19, 2025, Jonathan Majors had begun to claw his way back into the spotlight. Once a rising star in Hollywood, celebrated for his magnetic performances in Creed the Third and Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Majors had spent the past 2 years navigating a storm of legal battles, public scrutiny, and career fallout. His December 2023 conviction for misdemeanor assault and harassment against his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabbari had cost him his role as Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and left his reputation in tatters. Yet, with a new film, Magazine Dreams, set to hit theaters on March 21st, 2025, and a supportive profile in The Hollywood Reporter, featuring endorsements from heavyweights like Michael B. Jordan and Whoopi Goldberg, it seemed Majors might just pull off the redemption arc Hollywood loves to script. Then came the audio. On March 17, 2025, Rolling Stone dropped a bombshell, a previously unreleased recording from September 2022, capturing a raw and chilling exchange between Majors and Jabbari.
I'm ashamed. I never wrestled with a woman before. Man, it's just, I never aggressed.
You strangled me and pushed me against the door.
Yeah, all those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's never happened to me. So I'm
because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly that.
Something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
In the 28-second clip, Majors can be heard admitting to aggressing Jabbari, who confronts him with a stark accusation. "You strangled me and pushed me against the car." His response? Yes. All those things are under aggressed. Yeah. The words hit like a thunderclap, reverberating through an industry already grappling with its complex relationship to accountability, and through a public that had watched Majors' narrative shift from victim to villain and back again. This wasn't just a soundbite. It was a seismic crack in the carefully curated image Majors had been rebuilding. For months, he'd maintained a public stance of innocence, famously declaring on Good Morning America in 2024, "My hands have never struck a woman, ever." The audio, recorded during a tense moment in London while Majors filmed Loki Season 2, seemed to unravel that claim in real time. It painted a picture of a man caught mid-confession, his voice tinged with shame. "I'm ashamed I've ever," before pivoting to a semantic dance around the word aggressed. To Jabbari's probing, "Because I said something sarcastically, in your eyes." He replies, "Well, clearly it's more than that," hinting at a deeper, darker impulse. "Something inside of you. Yeah, towards you." The timing couldn't have been more cinematic. Just days before Magazine Dreams, a film Majors had poured himself into as a bodybuilder chasing redemption, was set to premiere, this audio threatened to eclipse his comeback. It wasn't the first time Jabbari's allegations had surfaced. Her settled civil lawsuit from April 2024 detailed a September 2022 incident where Majors allegedly slammed her into a car, dragged her inside, and strangled her. But hearing it in his own voice, unfiltered and unguarded, transformed the story from legal filings into a visceral gut punch. A pattern emerges. The September 2022 incident wasn't the one that landed Majors in court. That was a separate altercation in March 2023, when Jabbari suffered a fractured finger and a cut behind her ear during a dispute that spilled onto a Manhattan street. After a trial where Majors claimed Jabbari was the aggressor, a jury convicted him of reckless assault and harassment, sentencing him to probation and a 52-week domestic violence intervention program. Yet the judge barred most prior allegations from the trial, leaving Jabbari's broader claims of a pattern of pervasive domestic abuse from 2021 to 2023 largely unheard. Until now, the audio bridges that gap, offering a glimpse into a volatile relationship that predates the publicized 2023 incident. Text messages from September 2022, entered as evidence during the trial, had already hinted at Major's volatility. He'd threatened suicide if Jabbari sought medical help for a head injury, pleading with her to protect his career. She, in turn, promised to lie to doctors, a classic dynamic of coercion often seen in abusive relationships. The newly surfaced recording amplifies this, revealing a moment of confrontation where Jabbari holds Majors accountable, and he doesn't fully deny it. What makes this so compelling and so troubling is how it challenges the narrative Majors has spun. In his Hollywood Reporter interview, he spoke of accountability, of not falling into self-destruction or denying everything. He positioned himself as a man who'd faced struggles and emerged wiser, bolstered by allies like Matthew McConaughey, who praised his strive for improvement. Yet the audio suggests a disconnect. A man who can admit to aggressing in private, but publicly denies physical abuse, as if the two can be neatly separated. Hollywood's redemption machine. Major's story isn't just about one actor, it's a microcosm of Hollywood's fraught dance with second chances. The industry has a long history of rehabilitating fallen stars, often prioritizing talent over accountability. Robert Downey Jr. went from drug arrests to Iron Man. Mel Gibson, after racist and anti-Semitic tirades, still directs Oscar-nominated films. Majors seemed poised to join this lineage, with magazine Dreams shelved by Searchlight. Pictures post-conviction but revived by Briarcliff Entertainment, serving as his comeback vehicle. But the audio complicates that trajectory. It's not just a legal footnote, it's a public reckoning. On X, reactions range from outrage, he admitted it, case closed, to skepticism. Why release this now? Smells like sabotage. Some fans cling to Major's talent, arguing his art should stand apart from his actions, while others see a pattern too damning to ignore, especially given reports from the New York Times of multiple women alleging abuse by Majors over the years. This tension mirrors broader cultural debates about forgiveness and consequence. In a post, the line between rehabilitation and enabling is razor thin. Major's supporters, like Jordan, who wants a Creed 4 collaboration, signal a willingness to move forward. Yet Jabbari's voice in that audio, steady and accusatory, demands we pause. She's not just a footnote in his redemption story. She's a person whose pain echoes beyond the headlines. The human cost. Beyond the Hollywood lens, there's a human story here. One of power, control, and survival. Jabbari's civil suit, settled in November 2024, painted a harrowing picture. Majors throwing her against a car hood, strangling her, slamming her head against a marble floor. Her trial testimony described his rage and aggression throughout their relationship, a stark contrast to the charismatic figure audiences adored. The audio doesn't capture the act itself, but it captures the aftermath. The weight of acknowledgement, however veiled, and the emotional toll on Jabbari as she presses for answers. For survivors of domestic violence, this moment might resonate deeply. The National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-7999-7233, sees countless cases where abusers minimize their actions, where victims grapple with self-blame or coercion. Majors, aggressed, framing feels like a textbook deflection, admitting just enough to deflect deeper scrutiny. Jabbari's courage in confronting him, even in that fleeting 28 seconds, underscores a resilience that's often overshadowed by the celebrity saga. What now? As magazine Dreams hits theaters, Majors faces a crossroads. His cryptic response to Rolling Stone, "God has a plan," suggests he's leaning on faith or fate to weather this storm. But the court of public opinion is less forgiving than a judge's gavel. Will audiences separate the art from the artist? Or will the audio linger like a shadow over every frame? Will Hollywood's machine churn out another redemption tale? Or has Major's admission tipped the scales too far? The bigger question is for us, the onlookers. Do we demand accountability, or do we shrug and stream the next blockbuster? The audio isn't just a scandal, it's a challenge to confront what we excuse in the name of talent or charisma. Majors may crave a second chance, but Jabbari's voice reminds us that some wounds don't fade with a credits roll. In the end, this isn't just his story, it's ours too, and how we respond might say more about us than it does about him.